Everyone around Blake Lively thought that keeping the lawsuit going at this point, after everything that had gone on over the last year and a half, was just an idiotic idea.
So according to these new text messages, Blake Lively asked Sony to delete evidence.
There were certain dailies that Blake Lively wanted Sony to destroy.
According to the account, Blake Lively allegedly attempted to have the original, unedited filming footage removed, and that decision ultimately became the key factor that led her to reach a settlement in her legal dispute with Justin Baldoni.
But Blake asking us to destroy some of the dailies. Want to tell you what we will and won't do. Also, going to ask Bridget to contact all vendors and ask them to delete all dailies.
In film production, dailies are the raw, unedited clips recorded during each day of shooting. Because they haven't been edited, they often capture everything that happens before the cameras officially roll, including casual conversations and interactions between cast and crew. That's why they're often viewed as some of the strongest evidence when questions arise about what actually happened on set. They provide an unfiltered record of events. According to this account, Blake Lively allegedly requested that Sony destroy those original dailies, believing it would remove material that could be used against her. The narrative claims she assumed people would accept her version of events, but it also argues she overlooked one important detail. Justin Baldoni allegedly had backup copies of the same footage. As the story tells it, those preserved recordings later became the evidence he had been waiting to use.
Part of that is we don't want to be bullied and left out. We want to keep our man card.
According to the account, an email dated September 3rd from an executive identified as Giannetti to the president of Sony Pictures Motion Picture Group stated, "Call me when you have a chance. It's not urgent, but Blake is asking us to destroy some of the dailies. I want to explain what we will and won't do. We're also going to ask Bridget to contact all vendors and request that they delete the dailies and provide proof. This is the first time I've ever received a request like this on a film that doesn't involve sensitive material." The narrative argues that this message stood out because Giannetti, described as a veteran studio executive with years of experience on major productions, allegedly indicated she had never encountered a similar request involving a movie without intimate or highly sensitive scenes. The story acknowledges that actors sometimes ask for certain footage to be removed to protect their privacy or prevent unreleased material from leaking online. However, it claims that this particular production did not contain the type of scenes that would normally justify such a request, making the alleged effort to delete the raw footage appear unusual. The account then points to the timeline. It says that less than 2 weeks before the email on August 21st, Blake Lively's team allegedly obtained private text messages belonging to Jennifer Abel, a public relations representative working with Justin Baldoni's team. According to the narrative, after reviewing those messages, Blake's team decided to escalate the dispute. The story further alleges that Blake sought to have Sony and every third-party vendor involved with the production permanently delete the original dailies because the footage could allegedly support Justin Baldoni's version of events. It claims the goal was to eliminate video evidence that might contradict her position, though these allegations remain disputed and have not been established as fact.
Why is Blake demanding that everyone, the vendors, and all of Sony delete the dailies?
So Blake clearly thought the footage was gone. She felt safe and armed with that false confidence. She walked into a legal room for her deposition on July 31st. Now, for those who don't know, if you lie in a deposition, you're committing a crime called perjury. During this session, lawyers asked her this very simple question. Did she ever ask anyone from Sony to destroy the dailies? And Blake answered, quote, "No, I never asked anyone to destroy dailies." The lawyers asked her again if she ever asked anyone else to tell Sony to do this on her behalf. She said, "No" again. So, as per these receipts and what we know because of that email, Blake lied under oath because she thought her conversations were going to stay hidden and the footage was going to get burned. However, she had absolutely no idea that everything she said would come back to destroy her. But more importantly, she had no idea that Justin Baldoni had his own backup copies of everything.
We live in an age where capitalism is rampant and it feeds off of insecurity and the feeling like we're not enough.
According to this account, the biggest misstep came when Blake Lively allegedly asked Sony to delete the production dailies. The narrative claims she was unaware that Justin Baldoni and his company Wayfarer Studios, allegedly retained their own backup copies of the footage. As the story tells it, she believed the original recordings were gone, giving her confidence that no raw evidence remained to challenge her version of events. The account goes on to claim that, in her formal legal complaints, Blake made serious allegations about a dance sequence the two filmed together, asserting that Baldoni behaved inappropriately during that scene. These allegations are disputed, and Baldoni has denied wrongdoing. According to the narrative, Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, chose not to respond immediately. Instead, the story claims he waited until Blake's allegations had been formally documented before releasing evidence that his team believed contradicted those claims. The evidence referenced in the account was a 10-minute segment of unedited footage from the same dance scene. The narrative argues that the raw video supported Baldoni's version of events. It further claims that the footage was accompanied by clear audio because Baldoni was allegedly wearing a concealed microphone during filming, capturing conversations between takes. As presented in the story, the combination of the unedited video and recorded audio became the central evidence used to dispute Blake's allegations. The account argues that, had the dailies actually been destroyed as allegedly requested, the dispute might have relied largely on conflicting personal accounts rather than recorded evidence. The narrative concludes by claiming that once the unedited footage was released publicly, Blake's version of events came under intense scrutiny. According to this account, the release of the video marked a turning point in the dispute, as Baldoni's team argued that the recordings directly contradicted the allegations and significantly shifted public attention toward the available
Down
evidence.
the hill for her.
It seems like every set that Blake has been on has been super problematic with a ton of issues, and I just find it very strange.
According to this account, the dispute extended beyond the controversy over the production footage. The narrative alleges that Blake Lively's team also used legal proceedings to obtain private communications belonging to members of Justin Baldoni's team. Those allegations are disputed and have not been established as fact. The story centers on Jennifer Abel, a public relations executive who worked closely with Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios. According to the account, Abel used a company-issued phone from Jonesworks that contained years of work-related text messages, emails, and communications involving Baldoni's team. The narrative claims that when Abel left Jonesworks, company founder Stephanie Jones took possession of the phone on August 21st, explaining that it was needed to transfer her phone number. However, the account alleges that Abel was subsequently locked out of both her work and personal data stored on the device. The story then highlights what it describes as a significant timeline. It alleges that on the very same day, Blake Lively's publicist, Leslie Sloan, contacted Melissa Nathan, a crisis communications advisor working with Baldoni's team. According to the narrative, Sloan stated that she had already seen the private text messages from Abel's phone before warning Nathan that legal action was coming. The account argues that the timing of those events raises questions, suggesting that Blake's team appeared to know the contents of the phone before they had formally obtained access to its data. The narrative presents this sequence as suspicious, while these allegations remain contested and have not been proven in court.
According to Lively, Ashley found her way to Lively to tell her that Stephanie Jones was trying to reach her because she had obtained Jane Abel's phones that had some text messages or messages that she wanted Blake to see.
According to this account, Blake Lively said that Ashley contacted her to explain that Stephanie Jones had obtained Jennifer Abel's phones and wanted Blake to review certain text messages stored on those devices. The narrative argues that this allegedly created a problem for Lively's team. It claims that because the messages were private, simply sharing them with the media could have raised questions about how they were obtained. As a result, the story alleges that the team sought a legal process that would make the communications appear to have been acquired through official court procedures. These allegations are disputed and have not been established as fact. The account compares this strategy to laundering evidence through the legal system, claiming the goal was to transform disputed material into evidence obtained under judicial authority. According to the narrative, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds then formed a company called Vanzin Incorporated, which it describes as a shell company with no operational connection to It Ends With Us. The story alleges that Lively owned half of the company, and that it existed solely to support the legal strategy being pursued. The account goes on to claim that, on September 27th, Vanson filed a John Doe lawsuit in New York. It describes the lawsuit as one that did not identify a specific defendant and alleges that the stated contract dispute was merely a pretext, rather than a genuine legal claim. Those assertions remain disputed. According to the narrative, the real objective of filing the lawsuit was to obtain the authority to issue a subpoena. Shortly after the case was filed, Vanson allegedly served Stephanie Jones with a broad subpoena requesting the contents of Jennifer Abel's phone, including its stored communications. The account presents this as a calculated legal maneuver, though the allegations surrounding the lawsuit and its purpose remain contested.
And used that to file a lawsuit in New York State Court to issue the subpoena that we now see to Stephanie Jones to obtain all the documents that Stephanie Jones told her at the very least that she has.
What started as a legal battle quickly turned into a maze of subpoenas, leaked messages, celebrity drama, and explosive allegations. According to the narrative, Blake Lively allegedly used a company called Vanson Incorporated to file a New York lawsuit solely to obtain a subpoena for Jennifer Abel's phone records. The story claims the subpoena specifically sought documents related to sexual harassment and retaliation before any such lawsuit had officially been filed, arguing this showed Blake already knew what the phone contained. It further alleges Stephanie Jones secretly provided access to the phone's contents without informing Abel or Wayfarer Studios, preventing any challenge in court. After obtaining the records, the lawsuit was reportedly dropped, and the private messages later appeared in a New York Times article. These allegations remain disputed. The story then shifts to claims made by Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, in a sworn filing. He alleged a source connected to Taylor Swift told him Blake's legal team pressured Swift to publicly support Blake and threatened to release years of private text messages if she refused. The filing also claimed Blake urged Swift to delete their old conversations. Blake's team strongly denied the allegations and asked the court to remove the filing. Judge Louis Lyman granted that request, explaining the material was irrelevant to the core lawsuit and risked turning the case into a media spectacle, not because he ruled the claims true or false. The narrative concludes by claiming the controversy damaged Blake's friendship with Taylor Swift, with reports suggesting Swift distanced herself from the dispute. Whether these allegations withstand legal scrutiny remains to be seen, but they have intensified one of Hollywood's most closely watched legal battles.